John and Julie's Guitar Club. I don't know if you can see us yet, but I'm going to just keep talking. And I'm going to start letting our friends in. There we go. John's getting all situated.
So am I. Hello, guys.
Hi. Welcome to Guitar Club.
Guitar Club, as usual.
Oh, I
Hi,
just
Justin.
realized we are going through this. No, we want this.
There we go.
Now we can.
All right.
All right, I think we're good now.
Okay. Who else is joining us this evening?
We
It
don't
might be
know.
just be you.
Yeah. And our YouTube guests.
Me?
Yeah.
We have fun YouTube
Come on.
guests too.
Well, at least I can embarrass myself in front of the YouTube people.
Embarrass yourself.
Just
So, Liam is here. And James. Welcome.
Hey,
How's
Nice.
everybody?
good. How you doing?
Good.
Good. I sent you something on
I saw. And I'm going to send mine too. What's new? Hi, James.
Hi, how you doing?
Good.
I should be doing school
get
stuff,
this
but this
accepted,
only
right?
happens once
Yeah.
a month.
Don't worry, hon. It stays
Okay.
until.
Okay. Hey. So what's so let me see. We would take it. So how are things going with you guys? What's going on?
Anybody have some fun gigs?
Just a lot of weddings.
Oh, yeah.
Ah,
Cool. Are you doing mostly GB work and well, you're teaching too, right?
but you play classical guitar.
Yeah, in the with the weddings I do like I'll do classical guitar for like the ceremony, and then we have a full band for the reception. So we have like I play with like 11-piece band.
Ooh, that's
Wow.
fun.
nice.
Do you mind sharing the name of the band?
It's called Trade Winds.
Tradewinds. Oh, I think I've heard of that. Yeah, they've been around for a little while, right?
Yeah, they've been around I've been with them about 15 years, and they've been around for
Oh,
about 20. So
Yeah,
September's a good time for weddings around here,
yeah.
yeah,
except today it's kind of rainy.
yeah, exactly. Well, when I don't know if you guys heard this story when Julie and I got married, we had this vision of like we're going to make it like the most romantic thing you could possibly think of.
Let me
So what are you
see
doing?
if I can
So what you do is you rent an island in the middle of Squam Lake in New Hampshire, where they have like this little outdoor chapel, right? It's the most adorable thing, and we found we found an officiant who was willing to get on a boat with us and boat out to the island and do the ceremony. So we thought, oh my God, this is going to be the cutest thing. So we had the whole thing organized. We had all the details, had a photographer, and on the day, the skies opened up, and it didn't just rain. It didn't just rain. It rained buckets
It was
for the
buckets.
entire day.
And then the day after was
Yeah,
back to
yeah.
sunny
Okay,
and
so
80
hold on.
degrees.
Julie's gonna share a picture of our wedding day.
This is how it started. But this was before we got soaked.
Right.
Let's see, there's some other one. What is
That
the?
was before the rain.
Well, no, the rain had already saw the shot.
Yeah, and so then I'll let you see the picture of once we made it to the island and how
Yeah.
soaked we are.
Oh God. Yeah. All right. Here. All right. Here. Check this one out. I mean, it makes for a great story.
It does.
That's a great picture, though. That's a great picture.
Yeah,
It's soaked.
yeah. But we got absolutely soaked,
Yeah.
soaked to the gills.
To the gills. But anyway, it was still memorable. We don't think about how cold and soggy we were.
Yeah,
We just remember.
That's just a day, right?
It's just a day. They say it's good luck too.
yeah,
They.
yeah. Whoever they are.
Yeah, right on. Well, John has a gig this month.
Yeah, I've got a couple of gigs. Well, I've got although Julie, you've got a bunch of gigs too. Yeah, so so I'm playing with a Steely Dan tribute band, and we're playing we're playing a gig. It's October 18th, which I think is a Thursday night or is it a Friday? It's a Thursday
Friday.
night. Friday. It's over at the Fallout Shelter in Norwood. The band's called No Static. It's a Steely Dan tribute band. Lot
They're so
of
good.
fun. We're doing they've been around for a long time, and Steely Dan has always been one of my favorite bands. So
Probably 20
just-
years they've
yeah.
been a band, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And also a great name for a venue, the Fallout Shelter.
Fallout
I
Shelter.
mean-
Yes.
Yeah, it's
That's
a
great
wonderful
for a venue.
place. They do all video and audio recording when you go there,
Nice.
and they stream it to their YouTube channel.
Yeah, it's
right?
amazing. Yeah, the guy that built the club was like a touring, he's like a touring roadie for years and worked with like all the big bands, like doing either lighting rigging or I think he went on a couple of Rolling Stones tours.
Wow.
And he was just a guy that like hung lights and stuff like that. And people that do that for a long time, actually they do pretty well. So when he was kind of done doing that, he wanted to build up his own live music venue. So the way he set it up is, the venue holds maybe 150 people, something like that, and he put in a top quality sound system, top quality lighting, and then
Five
just
video
yeah,
cameras.
and then like 4 or 5 live video cameras that are all connected to a video switcher, complete with like a boom, with one of those flying boom mics, things.
Video.
And they do an incredible job with the videos, and they so when you play there, you come away with with like all this video
full
footage,
show.
and you have like all the individual tracks of a Pro Tool session.
Yeah,
So
they give you the stems and all of that.
they give you everything.
You can
cool.
for the open mics, you can pay $75 and they film your set
Yeah.
Wow.
for free.
not
They
bad
took
at all.
Pictures of us last time. Yeah,
Nice.
it's
Any
fun.
of the tracks with that too?
Yeah.
No,
What?
they didn't send us the
No,
track.
they didn't. Yeah.
Not for the open
didn't.
mic? Okay.
If you paid the $75, then they send you.
And
Yeah.
They just took pictures. But it was
That's
awesome.
cool though.
It's a
So
cool-
actually, speaking about venues like that, John, I wanted to tell you and Julie that recently I've reconnected with a guitar shop around here in Saratoga Springs.
Okay.
It's called Parkway Music. They've got a great website. You should check it out. They do really good business. They're
Okay.
expanding their space.
Okay.
I actually interviewed with them to work there, and they're expanding the space, and they're going to have some sort of a space for, recording videos, clinics,
Oh
and
wow!
performances. So I was thinking
You're
of
gonna
you
work
guys.
there? Did you just say?
Well, I interviewed to work with them, but they didn't end up hiring me. But still have a good
Right
relationship
now.
with you guys. I was thinking of you guys though, because I know when you get this new record done, John Finn Group record, you're going to want to tour it out here. You had mentioned,
Yeah.
and they're looking for people to do clinics, and performances. And once they get this new space up and running, which will be probably around the first of the year, just seemed to me like, basically when I was sitting there for the interview, I was thinking to myself, I got to tell John and Julie about this. They would love to be in the network with these guys.
How sweet of you to think of
Yeah.
us
Yeah.
in your
Thank you. Yeah.
interview.
Thank you.
You
Yeah.
say I was sweet of, but you guys have done this guitar club for me for like the last 3 years. I mean,
Well,
Well,
we're obsessed with
Exactly.
guitars.
yes,
It's
exactly.
true.
Yeah, it's kind of
welcome to the
Yeah.
club. But least I could do is to think of you guys.
We're basically doing what we would normally do, except with a camera in front of us. That's the only difference.
Same here.
But
Same
we
here.
like to hang with you guys too.
Yeah. So actually, yeah, and you know what I would say to that too. If you talk to them, one of the workshops that we could do, we have a lot of different workshops that we can do.
Up your blues.
Yeah, we could do the, like we could up your blues. We could do the same thing that we did with you guys. Another
yeah,
workshop
the day-long
that we had talked about doing with another music store was a workshop on getting accepted into a music college and what the audition process is like.
Yeah, we can't guarantee you
Yeah.
getting.
No, but what we can do is we can talk about, what the process is like to audition in a music college.
So actually, funny you say that. I'm just spitballing. My brain's just going here. Here on the road is this guitar shop, right?
Yeah.
Go down about half a mile and go across the street, and a friend of mine runs an independent music school, and she's a pianist, phenomenal player.
Yeah.
She's got about 200 or 300 students. She would love to have you guys give that kind of a talk. It's called, if you want to write it down, CM School of the Fine Arts in
Would
Clifton
you mind
Park.
putting them in the chat?
Yeah, if I can. Her name is Colette, and she's just the most wonderful person. I've been thinking about connecting you with her for a while, and that kind of, because she has students that are of high school, pre-college age, and that would be huge for her students.
CM School of Fine Arts. There it is.
Yep.
Well, now that
School.
I've been in a professor for a while, I'm really just surprised how many people are unprepared
Yeah.
for auditions. You know, and it,
Oh, go ahead, Julie. I didn't mean to talk over you.
fine, go ahead. Yeah.
I was gonna just share a funny story. I mean, I discovered love of music like in my 11th, 12th grade year. So when I went to college for music and decided this is what I wanted to do, I actually wrote the time signatures as fractions. And I was that far out of it. And my advisor took me aside and said, maybe you want to try something else. It's not for you.
Oh no, really?
He really did. And I actually was
Right,
just thinking,
nice.
well, I'm gonna try and soldier it out. And got the degree. So
You know what? I think no matter where we start, we still have the capacity to learn.
gotta
Yeah.
start
It
somewhere.
always
Right?
says all roads lead to Rome.
That's right.
But it is a much more difficult process if you are unprepared. If you have the basics and you're ready to move to the next level, then
Yeah.
it's not like you're drowning. But I feel like if you come in and you just don't have any knowledge whatsoever, it's very difficult.
It's hard. Yeah.
You really work
But
hard.
if you want it, you can still do it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All righty. So John and I have collected a few news stories that we thought were interesting about guitar. One is someone has, I think they saw an idea for a guitar on AI and they actually decide to craft it. It's an aquarium, a guitar that is a full living aquarium. Someone actually made it with living fish inside. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, they probably got that idea from Keith Moon. I don't know if you remember. Keith Moon used to have a drum in his drum kit that he would have goldfish inside of it.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Those poor things.
Right.
That's
My mind immediately went to Led Zeppelin and the Red Snapper throwing it out of the hotel room or whatever the hell that story was. I didn't know about the.
threw an aquarium out the window.
I think they threw a fish out the window or something. I never knew the story about Keith Moon and fish in his drum though. But those poor fish.
Yeah.
Heard
If you
of
look
people
up,
throwing mattresses,
so
lamps and stuff.
there's the Smothers Brothers comedy half hour from the '60s. There was a segment because there was a segment where they come out and they go, okay, now Keith Moon is gonna do a drum solo. And and then the camera cuts over to Keith Moon and he's got his drum set and it's just him, and he's like playing this kind of stupid drum solo, and the camera goes over to one of the floor toms and it's got fish swimming around in it.
Maybe it was a novelty.
Probably, yeah.
I don't think he
Probably.
That would be very painful for their ears.
I
Yeah.
just saw a thing on, I think it was Instagram. I thought my wife sent it to me. I can't find it right now, but they built a guitar out of cardboard.
Whoa, really?
Ooh.
Supposedly it worked. I mean,
You seen the Mythbusters? You remember when they made the boat
yeah,
out of duct tape?
debunk it. Yeah.
I gotta look at
It
this
looks
up.
pretty cool though. Like it was a Strat. And
There's no reason you can't make it out of cardboard. I mean, resonates, right?
I guess, yeah.
I'll see if I can find it for the chat, but I actually saw something on Facebook about someone who took a pallet, like an actual pallet, wooden pallet, and just put a guitar neck and pickup on it and was playing it.
Oh,
I saw that too.
Oh, you saw that one going around, James?
Yeah, that's what I
This
said
one
it
looks
too.
good.
Yeah, that one was fun.
John has a Lego one.
Nice.
That's true.
Anyway.
The real quick story, the worst one of the worst experiences I had with a guitar student when I was teaching. I felt so bad for the young girl, like, maybe 5 or 6 years old, and her mom wanted her to play guitar.
Okay.
And her mother had bought one of those plastic Hello Kitty guitars.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Like it's basically a plastic ukulele. There's no truss rod, there's no nothing. But had been told by someone to put guitar strings on it.
Okay.
So
Ooh.
she put real guitar strings on it and tuned them to pitch.
Oh, no.
This plastic thing had no truss rod, so like the neck was doing this.
Yikes.
Top had no bracing, so it was like buckling. And I mean the strings were like an inch off the frets. I had to look at the student and at her mother and say, I would love to teach your daughter how to play, but these feel like razor blades to my finger. I played for 20 years. These things feel like razor blades to my fingers. I can't play it in tune. And she's 7. She's not going to be able to.
Oh.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, you gotta have a pretty good instrument.
Well, just not a plastic Hello Kitty guitar unless you put the right strings on it.
Yeah, I've had kids come in with those too, and I'm like, this is not really a guitar, it's a toy. So
Which is fine if they have the plastic strings on it, but if they put real guitar strings on it.
but even it's those ones, I don't know, they sell them at Walmart or something, but you can't even tune it. So I was just like,
Yeah.
this is crazy. Like,
No.
no,
Yeah,
you have
like
to
that's
go
not a guitar.
invest a little money, like $100 on a Yamaha Junior, and
Yeah, they'll
Yeah.
be so
I'm
much
back.
better off. Fingers will thank them too.
It's a much better guitar than I could have had for $100 when I was starting out. That's for sure.
Well, when I was starting guitar, one of the reasons why I started guitar actually was there was a TV commercial on at the time that was advertising a product called the Tiger guitar. And in the commercial, there was a kid who was about my age, maybe a little bit older, and he's out in the backyard of his house, and he's got the Tiger guitar. It's like a little plastic toy guitar with a little toy amplifier, and he's like jamming away in his backyard, and all the kids are like at his feet, looking up at him adoringly.
Oh my goodness.
Right? And I thought, that's me. That's what I want to be.
Rock star of the neighborhood. Yeah.
Right. So I went to my parents and begged them to tell Santa that I wanted a Tiger guitar. And so Christmas comes and I get a real guitar. And my father pulls me aside and he says, "Listen, Santa went to the store to look for the Tiger guitar, and it broke in his hands, and it felt like a toy, so you got you a real one." And
You were
I
so
was
disappointed.
and at the time I was mad as hell. I wanted the Tiger guitar because
That's so hard. How do
So-
you explain that to a kid?
So anyway, so years later, I was teaching at this guitar camp up in Toronto, and I was telling the story to a group of adult students, and one of them actually found the Tiger guitar, bought it on eBay, and sent it to me.
That's awesome.
Right? I now have a Tiger guitar.
You finally got your Tiger guitar after all
Yep.
these years.
Yep.
There you go.
So there you go. Wishes can come true.
Well,
will that be
what
featured on
are the
new
odds the
album?
guy could find it on eBay and
Right? Yeah.
So what are you guys working on? What's the cool lick or the cool scale or the cool chord?
I started working on the track you guys sent out.
Oh,
Oh,
goody.
okay.
John and I made ours this week.
Okay.
So I know you were talking eventually about doing some kind of
Yeah.
get a compilation.
Yeah, what I was thinking about was you know, just do like a time frame. You know, at some point, we're just gonna start collecting all the footage. You know,
You can do a video
yeah,
if you can.
yeah. A video's best actually if you can.
Oh, cool. Sure.
But you know, and then what we do is just put up like a compilation video of
Everybody's solos
everybody
put together.
everybody doing their own solos on it.
This is the Two Monkeys, right?
Two monkeys, yeah.
So, yeah, I was messing with that a little bit. I've just been crazy busy because with class and then all the other chaos.
Yeah, it's not like you're not working full time and a college student.
Yeah, but well, what happened this last time was I ended up switching the class because I was just like, it's like too much right now
Yeah.
for even that one. So then I'm like a week behind in this other class. So,
Oh,
but
Well,
it's
first
fine.
things
I'm
first.
pretty much caught up. I'll
Yeah.
be caught up like by tomorrow anyway. But
okay, good.
Well, good.
switched it out. I was like, all right, let me do this.
Yeah.
But
Well,
so
it's
I was
meant-
messing with that.
Okay.
And, I don't. The problem is, it's like I know the song so well. Like all I can hear is the song. So I'm
Hard to
like,
separate yourself.
yeah. So I'm trying to be like, all right, let me not do what or something similar to that. So I don't know. It's like something I wanted to kind of work a little bit. I tried doing more of like coming up with certain melodic ideas.
Yeah.
Do that, and then probably because everything kind of swings in it, you know.
Yes.
Like most of your stuff is always a swing at like 160 BPM, but
Liam, I had the same exact problem when I sat down to work on this month. Like the very first note of the solo, I just wanted to do like like a bend, and I'm like, oh wait, that's starting like John's solo.
that's what it does.
But I know the song so well. Same thing happened. I was like struggling to find another way to start a solo that wasn't John's.
Yeah.
intro.
A new way, didn't you?
Isn't
I think I did. Yeah.
is it Petrucci on the fast when it kicks up?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
yeah,
I'm hearing
so
stuff too.
the first go round of the chord progression is me, and the second one is John, and then when it turns into the 12/8, it's both of
Oh
us.
yeah.
Wait, Petrucci's on that track? I didn't know that.
Yeah, yeah. So when you hear the solo on the recording,
Mhm.
the first solo with the first go round of the chord progression,
Yeah.
where the band is kind of sitting, that's me soloing.
Yeah.
And then when there's a big drum solo and then it kind of kicks up a little bit more, that's John Petrucci.
That's John.
Yeah.
Okay, I never knew that. I always thought that
And then
was.
when it gets to that's he and I
both-
playing together.
That's
Now,
too funny.
the way that we put that together actually was I recorded all my stuff at home, actually on an ADAT.
VHS.
I
Yes.
remember what an ADAT is. I remember an ADAT.
Hold
Yeah.
on, we got to rewind.
Yeah. Exactly.
Back in the day.
Yeah, and then and then when John agreed to do it,
Mhm.
I put my ADAT and my mixing board and a couple headphones and some microphones in my truck, and I drove down to John's house, and we set up in his basement. And what the funniest thing was, his kids were really little at the time, so we got to the basement, and it's like Fisher Price, wall to wall Fisher Price, right, and then us.
Yeah.
And we were kind of
awesome.
laughing about that, yeah.
Isn't there like a guest saw blade on that track?
Yes. Well, okay. So his
Right.
neighbor next door was renovating his house. So we're downstairs in his basement tracking, and off in the background you hear wee, wee, with the skill saw.
Oh my God.
That is the kind of stuff you want like in the background of a track, though. That's awesome.
Yeah,
Subliminal messages.
yeah.
Like that
Can't make
rock
that.
band.
You cannot make that up.
You're
No.
listening and you're like, oh my gosh, I need to renovate this room today.
Yeah, there was a rock band that did they had a chainsaw solo in their song.
Really?
Ah,
The
Oh, the band
Anvil
was,
or
the band was Jackal.
Jackal.
Oh,
They had a song called Lumberjack, and the guy had a chainsaw, and he does like a
oh
Yep.
my goodness.
chainsaw solo.
it's-
Wow. Wow.
It's like the well, I don't think this is the way they actually did it, but like the Paul Gilbert putting the drill over the
The
guitar,
Makita drill.
Yeah.
except a little more violent with a chainsaw.
Right.
I'm sure they actually just put a microphone on a chainsaw though, but
Well, it's those little. Do you remember those little toy laser guns?
Mhm.
So that would just make all these sound, pew 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 pew, right? I don't know if you know this, but if you hold it over your guitar pickups, the pickup actually will pick the sound up
Mhm.
and,
Yes.
and run it through all of your gain and stuff.
Oh yeah.
I saw what's his name? Steve Stevens used to do that with Billy.
Yes.
Yeah.
With the
He's
laser
like-
gun?
It's the Rebel Yell solo. He does that on.
Yeah.
Oh,
I was like, how does he do that?
Yeah, we can start doing that again.
yeah. Bring it back.
I think so.
Why not? People would be surprised by it now.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. In
That's
fact, I'm going to put it right in my.
Is anybody surprised by anything anymore?
Yeah,
I think people want to be surprised by things now.
Yeah, it's true. We have such small attention spans.
So when I send my solo, and I'm just like,
Choo, choo. Make sure you pick one in the key of E.
I know I'm gonna have like actual piece of sandpaper and just rubbing it over the strings because I fret it up here.
There it is.
two of them. One for you, one for
Space
me.
guns.
Space guns.
Star Trek
You
phasers.
do it in Space Puzzle.
Yes.
Well, Julie, you should totally be doing that in the Cookies band.
That would be amazing. You should.
and so on that track, we do both times through, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Do you want
Yeah.
to show yours?
Sure. Do you want to show yours?
Yeah, we'll show
Okay.
ours.
All
We'll
right.
just put ours together, Lupe.
Oh, cool.
Did I get any of your videos? You sent me 2 things. Did they both come through?
I did not send mine. I did not have anything up to snuff, unfortunately.
There's mine. Where's yours? What's yours called, John?
Two monkeys jump back. John Finn solo finished.
Is it all one word?
Yeah.
James, do you have the PDF that has the scales and everything on it?
Never got it.
Yes. Yeah. Julie sent that to me last time. Yeah.
You got it?
There it is.
Okay.
Oh, just so you guys know, I put a link to that cardboard guitar
Oh,
in the chat. It's like a YouTube video, so
Receiving. Okay, there it is. Okay. We'll watch John's first. Although I should probably play mine first. Pretty. Beautiful. Beautiful.
Thank you. I just wanted to do something different than what was on the record. Although, as I look at it, there was a couple of places where I kind of aimed at some of the same notes.
Yeah, I can see. You probably have a way you play it,
Yeah, maybe.
but you improvise it every time.
Yeah,
don't you
I
think?
do improvise every time. That's true.
So when you improvise it every time, John, are you always sort of seeking out the same target notes, or are you just kind of
Well, let's put it this way. There's a couple of things that I like to get to. I try not to, I will usually open with some note like that's either, so either, or some note right kind of along in there. But, like one of the things that John did in his solo was he kind of had this line where he goes, right, which is something that I've always, when I play the solo live, I like to get to that line just because I like it.
just that pattern sort of lick?
Yeah.
Which is you're blowing my mind right now because I've listened to that for like 10 years, ever since I discovered your records, and always thought that I never knew that was John. I thought that was
Yeah.
John,
Yeah.
not
Yeah. Well, it was funny because
why I bought it.
actually one of these days I should download the like he did 6 solos that day.
Oh.
And the thing that was incredible was that the other 5 were unbelievable. But when he was playing, like it was all this stuff that you don't ever hear John Petrucci do, and I'm like, I'm listening to him going, like, it's amazing, but none of it sounds like John Petrucci, So finally, I just said, look, I hate to ask you this, but if we put these solos on, nobody's going to know it's you. So can you play something that lets us know that this is John Petrucci? And he
a little
goes,
more in his style, yeah.
Jazzy.
well, yeah, he actually
If John Petrucci went to Berkeley and studied jazz.
pretty much, like actually most of the solos he was playing, he wasn't using a pick.
Oh,
Like he was kind of doing that thing,
The Jeff Beck kind of thing. With the fingers, yeah.
Yeah, all that kind of stuff. And, so finally, he just said, oh, okay, all right, I gotcha. And then at the, that's why you hear him, like he plays a lot of these beautiful lines and then gets to the tail end and just goes,
that's his thing, for sure.
Yeah. It's like, thank you. That's what we needed.
Chainsaw guitar.
Yeah. It was kind of hilarious, actually.
I love the part where he hits the open string, and then it almost sounds like it's a mistake, but then he like it doesn't dive bomb. Like,
Yes.
Yeah, but he like
Yeah.
was that a mistake? And it's like
Yeah. Yeah. Nope.
Planned it.
Yeah, he actually played that on his signature Ibanez John Petrucci model.
The one that looked like Picasso.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I discovered something really depressing recently was that I used to have that, it's one of those guitars
Okay.
years and I sold it. And
Okay.
now when I look what they're going for,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Should've
right,
had-
because he
hung
doesn't
on to
use
that
it
one.
anymore.
I know I was like,
Collectors now.
oh my God. It's one of those that like, I can't believe, but I was in like school at the time and needed like
Gave
rent
him money,
money.
right?
So
These days you can basically trade it for a car. Go
Yeah.
down payment on a house,
Yeah, pretty much. So do you want to hear? Let's hear Julie's.
All right. Share some. There you have it, kids. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay, so
Thank you.
my favorite part is woo woo. I'm using that from now on now.
All right.
I was gonna say I don't know if it was the same bend, but I love that like really intense like dual bend you did there, Julie. That was awesome.
Where they're almost in tune.
They're not supposed to be in tune though, are they?
Not really. Yeah.
Kind of, almost.
That's what makes them sound cool. They're almost
The rub.
It reminds me like a train whistle, like the train
Yeah.
fleet. You're like, "Ooh, it's cool.
The different tones.
Yeah, I like the open string stuff.
Yes.
Oh, that's my Joe Satriani influence. Love him.
Yeah.
I saw him, Julie. I don't know. Did you guys get a chance to see him on the Sammy Hagar tour this summer?
No.
Just
I didn't
YouTube
get-
stuff.
Amazing.
I saw him here in Saratoga, and he blew it out of the water. Just nailed it. They played Seven Seal by Van Halen, which is kind of a deep cut, but just look that up if you haven't seen it on YouTube. And
I will.
I know
I know
you're a
they-
Satriani fan. He just blew it out of the water.
They did
Amazing.
5150, which
Yeah.
is like my favorite
Summer
Van Halen
Nights.
song.
Like,
I
yeah.
love that song.
Oh God, and that's not exactly an easy song to pull off. I
No.
mean, Eddie Van Halen had the trans trem on that one, I think, like the transposing
I
tremolo.
think you're right. Yeah, that's right.
So, like, to try to pull that off without it, I have one over here, but like they're hard to find. So try to pull that one off without that guitar. It's
Do you have the Steinberger one?
Mhm.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
yeah, GR5. Hold on.
Yeah. Don't sell it.
Yeah, no, don't sell.
Oh,
Talk about guitars that go for like mortgages of houses. Yeah.
Oh, he's gonna show us. He's gonna show us it.
here it comes.
What was your the setup for like your recording setup that you guys
I
gear
used
you guys
it's
used?
the Logic. I was using the Universal Audio.
I think it
gosh,
was
let me
the.
take a look.
I think
The
it was-
Marshall.
Yeah, it was the Marshall amp mod.
Oh, nice.
The amp mod plugin on
Yeah. So the Marshall J is actually a Marshall JMP, and then there was also
Tube Screamer.
a Tube Screamer
It
mod.
didn't quite have enough
Yeah.
gain, but I was like, I don't like the Tube Screamer. And then John put it on. I'm like, it's too noisy. And then he tweaked it. Okay, all right.
There you go.
And that's like the digital tube screamer, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Within that. Okay.
Yeah, if you've played through the Universal Audio stuff, the Universal Audio plugins sound unbelievable.
I'm a
You know,
fan.
and they've got a bunch of amp models that, that really sound great.
They have a couple of angle amp models, if I'm not mistaken, and that just blow my mind how good they sound. I
Right.
use them more than a real amp sometimes.
Yeah. So is that in Universal Audio or no?
I think it's Universal Audio. Might be Brainworks. I can't remember.
Okay. Yeah. It's probably Brainworks because the Universal Audio only works on Universal Audio.
Like the hardware.
Yeah, it's a hardware plug. So when you
Yeah.
run the plugin, you run it inside the audio interface, not the computer.
Well, actually, they used to do that, and now I guess they ported a bunch of them over to just plugins themselves.
Yeah, some of them are, but they
amp models?
haven't, they haven't eliminated the plugin thing yet. I mean
Yeah.
the hardware plugin side of it, because the big advantage there is zero latency, or near zero latency.
Yeah.
You know,
If you guys have ever heard of Plugin Alliance, that website,
no,
no, they have like a bunch of different plugin manufacturers, and I think it's Brainworks is on there that that manufactures like the official Angle plugins,
okay.
and they check them out. They
What'd you call it? The Plugin Academy?
Plugin Alliance,
Plugin Alliance.
and they have the Shure Pete Thorne amp as well as a plugin that I have. They freaking sound awesome for amp mods.
Plugin Alliance.
Uh-oh, we're going to go buy a bunch now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the problem. Catch them when they're on sale because you can get them for $20-$30. But
Right.
that's the problem is you get on there and they have Angle amps and the Pete Thorne.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just got down that rabbit hole.
I've been using the neural DSP stuff. It's
Mhm.
really good.
I have not used. Oh, I've used the neural archetype Petrucci, and that sounds fantastic.
Yeah, I have that one, and I have the Soldano. That's Soldano
The
is
Dano one sounds good.
yeah, I really like that one. I use it a
Yeah.
lot. I use the like Petrucci's with my 7-string. Sounds good.
Oh, I bet.
So a lot of the if you go through a lot of the presets, the gain is just like cranked on all of them. I'm like, you don't even need half of this gain. It's crazy.
Yeah,
I always have
gain
to
is
turn
off
that
the
down,
roof.
but on one of the heads, he's got this tight. It's like a yeah. Does it say Titan or what the heck does it say?
Yeah, it's like
But
a
it sounds
it's
really
like
good.
presence, but for the lower end. I know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
it just really
Yeah,
tightens it up. It's
Oh, wow.
Chunky.
Okay. I
yeah.
should check that out.
there's on that plugin too. They um on the train of thought, like As I Am thing, like that album, that song is recorded 2 steps down, and so there's a transposition thing on that plugin,
Yeah, yeah.
and it always screws me up because I'm playing here and I'm hearing what's coming out of the speakers 2 steps below what I'm playing right here. So
Oh, yeah.
Yikes.
the transposition, if you're using headphones, it sounds great, and I mean it's flawless. But you want to use headphones because otherwise you're hearing the strings.
Do you think when he tracked it, he downtuned?
I think that's what I read, but I mean,
Yeah, I'm
like,
pretty sure.
I wouldn't know. I'm not.
I mean,
I wasn't in the room or anything.
That's what would make sense to me.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Well,
I'm
that
sure
didn't
he.
exist
I'm
back
sure he
then.
probably did that in the studio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just recreating in the plugin. They in the plugin they have a dial where you can transpose down by half steps,
Oh, wow.
and it's just
He
weird to
wouldn't
hear
have-
something
he would
from
have had, he wouldn't have had
speakers
anything
that
like
is.
that.
No, that didn't exist back then.
That would be weird,
Yeah.
because like I've
It is
been
weird.
I've been a standard tuning guy my whole career, and people has talked to me about alternate tunings, and I can appreciate the value of it, but every time
never
I
know
do
what
it,
I'm
I just
playing.
go, my brain just goes, ah!
Because we have
So-
these shapes that we navigate or
Yeah.
gravitate to.
The only one that resonates with me, because I grew up in the '90s, so like a lot of '90s rock is half step down,
Right.
standard, E flat. Like I always keep a guitar in standard E flat because there is something about certain chord progressions when you play.
But it does sound different. Yeah.
It does sound different. It does sound good to my mind,
Sure.
but that's not the same as playing in Dad Gad or playing
Yeah, I love Dad
You know.
Dad.
Yeah.
some
Yeah.
bluegrass tuning or something like that. Yeah,
Drop D is nice.
drop D is
Oh, God.
D add 9 or
awesome.
D major 9.
It was something like that. You came up with your tuning.
Yeah, we did a cover of Sailing by Christopher
Yeah.
Cross.
And Julie
Oh.
came up with this crazy tuning for
Yeah.
it that just really sounded great. But we had a
But
bitch
same
of a
thing,
time. Yeah.
because we did a solo. We did the solo in harmony or something, or
Something like that. Like, like that tune is that tune Sailing is very straightforward right up until you reach that bridge. And when you get to the bridge, the key changes like 3 times in the middle of the bridge, and then it kind of meanders its way back to the original key.
Are they
trying to
all
figure
like?
out where to play these things.
Are they all crazy, sort of like the type key changes you wouldn't expect, or are they all like adjacent keys? Or
It goes ba-da-da-da-da-da.
So the main tune of the part.
didn't mean to put you on the spot, by the way.
He knows every song.
Living jukebox, Julie.
I think it goes from G to B flat. Like chord. It's something like that. It's just really, the chords aren't hard, but they just, it's like, but when he starts into that and you try to learn it, because it switches, the focus switches from guitar over to piano.
That's right. It's a piano
You know, so you don't really, you know, but when you actually try to learn, it's like, really? Really?
But the melody's
Really?
taking you on this
Well, and
journey.
they're changing, chords are changing fast too.
Well, it's that they're going to really unexpected keys.
Hmm.
And when you're trying to
So
learn it
beautiful.
using an altered tuning guitar, you know, a lot of times with alternate tunings, you know, you're kind of staying in one key.
Yeah.
You know, just because the guitar kind of wants you to
Have
play.
those open strings,
Yeah,
but then that part, it just throws
yeah.
it all
It just
out of the water.
it just became a shit show.
But we did it. We
We
figured
did
it
it.
out. If you want to watch it,
Yeah,
it's just the two of us.
yeah.
Check that out. That's awesome.
Now that I said that, we have to click "Not made for kids."
Oh, right, because you said
Nice
that.
going, John.
Yes.
PG-13.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We
so
just
this
don't
is the
want it
guitar. This is the guitar I was talking about with the transposing tremolo that
Wow.
Eddie Van Halen used at one point. It's a tremolo that you can go up or down. I'm not going to pull up because it's temperamental with breaking strings.
Yeah.
But you can go down and lock it in half step, step and a half.
Wow.
Wow.
Like there's a little clamp here on the tremolo, and it just you can.
Have you heard that song by Michael Manring where he changes? He's
No.
got a hip shot tuner on every string. Sometimes
Oh,
two.
really?
So he goes.
A hip shot guitar or bass tuner?
Yeah, I saw he did a clinic at this place one time.
That sounds really cool, actually.
Oh, I highly recommend checking it out. It's when you're listening to it, you don't realize all the stuff that's happening.
Mhm. Yeah, I actually end up getting
Enormous
this
room.
because you can do that with a pedal, you can do that with some other stuff, but to me it was like a compositional tool, like inspires you to create more stuff if you can switch tunings like that as you go. Give me a
Did
few-
you
I
have
don't know
that
if I'm
from the,
allowed to play it, but I want you to just see the beginning here.
This is the one with the oh, bass. Okay.
Whoa.
I know. Wild, right?
It's too much.
I don't know
brain
how
power.
much I'm going to be able to play that,
That's
but
like I saw a harp player one time, and he was you got to flip the keys on some of them to like
Yes.
because basically you got what your 7 notes, but then you
I can
can sharp them
extend
and
it.
flat them, and the guy's like playing all
Yeah.
this crazy stuff, and he's like flipping those, and I was like, how do you like keep
And
all
what
this
is-
together? It's crazy.
Well,
What is the like range of that? Are they a
That's called the
step, a half step?
hyperbass. So it's all fretless, and then I think each string has 2 hip shots. A hip shot is that thing where you can just click it and
Yeah.
it goes down to a D or an E flat, I think.
So it's going to go a half step or a step. Okay.
Yeah. And so then he takes 2 strings and goes boring, one up and one down, or, it's so amazing. Isn't that beautiful? And I think if you were just listening to it, you would think, oh, that sounds neat. But when you see him go, it really changes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a lot of those acoustic guitar players. It's like, it's not, it sounds great, but it's more a visual thing for me.
Yeah.
Like Mike Dawes and guys like that. It's like,
Mhm.
Andy McKee.
it's cooler to watch him play it than to just
Yeah.
listen to it.
Oh yeah, there's that roller capo too. You seen
Oh.
that?
No.
So you can just roll it to a fret down.
Is that what James Taylor has? Because he switches keys every.
Every song.
I think it
Like,
would make sense.
no, not even every song in the song. Like I think
Oh, right.
whenever I
He
see,
Switches the
probably had
key, yeah.
that, I bet.
and I think yeah, I heard he does that. Like he moves the capo. So I don't know if he had a slider one or if he's just
Or you
good
can
at
just
really switching.
Or you can be like Sonny Landreth and learn how to fret behind the slide and just get absolutely wild.
Oh, wow.
Oh God, yeah, that's
Have
nuts.
you ever seen that where Sonny Landreth plays slide in an open tuning and he frets behind the slide?
I've seen it demonstrated, not from Sonny Landreth. There's a guy that teaches at Berkeley, Dave Tronzo.
Oh,
Who,
he uses the slide.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
he
he's pretty
he
cool.
shows that stuff sometimes. Yeah,
Nice.
but that actually makes sense
Yeah,
because
that's a whole thing.
yeah, but that actually makes sense because like when you use the slide, you're pressing down on the string, but not pressing hard enough to get to the fret. So if you fret a note behind the slide, that's the one that's going to sound.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Exactly.
Cool.
Yeah. I just put talking about the different tunings and the transposing trem here. I just put in the chat a link to a Van Halen song. It's called Me Wise Magic. It's very
It's
very behind. Yeah, like only guitar players know that one, but it uses that transposing tremolo,
Okay.
and it's to me it also has like a sustainer guitar in it, and is probably one of Eddie's best guitar performances. If you're not familiar with it, definitely check it out.
I'm definitely going to check that one
Check
out.
it out for sure.
Yeah, this was like on a best of record, came and went in like '96.
yeah, when
It didn't get radio play, but it's
awards.
as good as it freaking gets for his guitar playing.
Yeah,
So
that's cool.
if you're not familiar with it, John, you'd like it.
Yeah, I'm definitely as soon as we're done here, definitely gonna check it out. Um,
Yeah.
so one of the things I forgot to, one of the questions that was asked earlier was what rigs do we use? So you used a plugin, right?
Yeah, you use your amp.
I just used my so
He's got the new Mesa.
yeah. I recently bought a Mesa Mark V, the 35 watt. So the tone I'm getting, you're hearing straight from the amp. Well, although I did a cute little miking thing. Do
Oh,
any
yeah,
of you know?
tell us.
Do any of you know what MS miking is?
Mid side, yeah.
Yes. Okay. So so you have one microphone that's pointed that's set to a figure eight pattern, and then pointed where the off axis is pointed at the speaker. Then you have another microphone that's pointed at the hot side is pointed at the speaker. That's set to cardioid. So you take those to two different channels. Then you take the figure eight microphone, make a duplicate, and run that out of phase with the first one, and then combine the three signals, and then pan the figure eight and the figure eight out of phase, hard left and hard right, and what you get is a really wide stereo pattern.
Sounds good.
Yeah, it's not. It sounds nice to me. It sounds better than putting two microphones in a row. It just because it feels like the stereo field is much wider. Yeah.
And you use a universal audio delay?
Yeah. I was using the universal audio delay and the Lexicon 480L plugin.
Do you think we should have everybody send stems too?
Yeah, probably. Well,
And your videos? Because
yeah.
otherwise our backing tracks will be different, really,
yeah, probably.
if you don't mind.
Yeah.
If you can do that.
Yeah, so what we'd want is basically a video footage of you playing the solo, and then, like a solo version of the guitar track that we can put into the backing track. And then from there, we'll sort of take all the video footage and the audio footage and sort of cut it all together.
Have you guys tried the Logic stem splitter? I wonder if that would work.
Yeah, are you familiar with the stem splitter in Logic?
It's a new thing in Logic where it takes a track or a demo or something and it just separates everything
It's out
into
the same.
different tracks.
Yeah,
Oh, is that on a new version of Logic? Or
yeah, it's on the latest version.
you know what? I got to get a new laptop because I'm stuck
Yeah,
at Big
okay.
Sur,
Oh,
so I can't. Yeah, and I'm doing a mixing class right now. So he's like using all these plugins, and I'm like, I can't even use that stupid thing because I can't get it now. Like
Well,
some
be careful.
plugins
Do you
that
have now? Do you have Finale?
I have Sibelius.
Sibelius. Okay, so you're okay then. You heard the Finale is going down.
Oh no.
Going
Yeah.
out.
Yeah. So Finale is ending all of its support.
Oh
Yeah, you'll
wow.
still be able to run it, but
I
unless
haven't used Finale since college. That's wild. I didn't
Yeah.
realize they were going out.
I
That's
mainly use Guitar Pro if I'm doing stuff.
I like
Right.
Guitar Pro how
Same
easy
here.
it is to put stuff in, but it doesn't look as pretty as Finale.
yeah.
But Finale is so finicky.
Yeah, well, and for me, that's very upsetting because I have, and I'm not exaggerating, like tens of thousands of Finale files that I've written over the years.
Oh,
So the losing the ability to edit all that is going to be not fun.
I
We should think of a date for November. I can't believe it's November.
So, John, just two things really quickly before you guys have to get the date.
Yeah.
I was talking about that plugin alliance earlier. Check out if you go on there a plugin called Shred Spread,
Shred
which is
spread.
which is it's a mid-side stereo plugin for guitar. You might not need it, but it's doing exactly what you're talking about with your miking technique
Okay.
and sounds
Red.
fantastic. It really makes a difference in the
So-
stereo spread.
Yeah. So how many microphones do you plug that into? One?
The plugin itself, I think you do it with one microphone, and it basically does what you're doing
Yeah.
with your miking.
Yeah.
But if you're in a pinch, like recording somewhere. The other thing is, I wanted to ask you with the Mark V, how
Yeah.
are you liking that?
I frigging
Like-
love it.
It sounds like John Finn.
Yeah?
What happened?
I love
Actually,
it.
what happened was a friend of mine. I was looking at the Mark Sevens, and from what I've seen, the Mark Sevens are really really great, and
Yeah.
but a lot of people were saying that the Mark V is really 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 good. So a friend of mine like basically made me an offer to buy his amp. And it was a Mark V that was like almost unused, and
Brand new kind of.
yeah, and when I looked at it, like the deal that he gave me, I couldn't refuse it. So
That's awesome.
so I took it home, put it through
We
its
took it
paces.
home in a duffel bag.
Yeah, yeah, and and I've been thrilled with it. I love that
Yeah.
amplifier.
It's John Finn. It's you through and through.
Yeah,
It makes his guitar.
I can't wait to hear that. Hopefully on the new record. I have a Road King. I have a 2C plus here, and I can't get them from.
nice. Yeah,
So-
yeah, I
yeah.
have a friend that
Go ahead.
I have a friend that made me a really good deal on the Friedman JJ Junior head.
Really?
It was like
Oh, I
half
love that head.
50. I was like, it was during COVID too, so I was kind of like, I don't know if I can really spend the money. And he was, because he started at like maybe 1100 or something like that. I was like, And then he goes, okay, how about 950? And I was like,
Oh.
killing me. And then he's like, okay, 850. And I was like, all right, I'm never gonna see that price on that
That's
No.
right.
Never.
again. So
And
Yeah.
I will tell you, I played one of those like at a Guitar Center and blew me away. That is a
yeah, this
wonderful
thing
sound.
is like shakes the foundations for sure.
Yeah, I haven't played through a Friedman. I got to try them.
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
basically
I have
like modern Marshalls. They're awesome.
Yeah, that's right.
So
John,
John, is
that-
that amp's a combo that you got, right?
Well, it's
It's
actually
just
a
the
head.
head.
Oh, it's the head. Okay.
Yeah, and I've got several of those like 112. I've got several of those actually Hughes and Kettner 112 cabinets that each have a Celestion 12 in it.
Oh, okay.
So that plus the that was the way to go.
It's light
know.
for carrying to gigs and things.
Yeah,
I'm hoping to hear that on the new record, which hopefully
Oh,
you
you
guys
will.
are coming along.
Oh yeah,
you
there's.
will.
He's barreling through these tunes.
I don't know about barreling through. I'm getting through them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fun.
2
I
years
can't wait
later.
to show you guys. Little by
Getting
little.
through them.
All right, so we've
I'm
got
swimming to shore.
November 4th. We might as well do the 4th because
Yeah.
the world could end on the 5th.
That's right. You never know.
I hope not. All right. Does that sound good?
4th works for me.
Put it in? Okay.
Yeah.
So what we want is video and stems for.
Well, if I have a video of the performance with the finished audio, with your finished audio on it, and even if you just use the camera audio, while you're playing it, I mean, the way to do it is film yourself while you're recording it,
Yeah.
right? Then what I would need from the recording is just your solo guitar.
Okay.
Because
When you
I
hear
have-
this Van Halen track that I sent in the chat, you'll understand why I didn't have a solo for today.
Oh God.
Because when you hear this Van Halen track, he's got like a sustainer guitar, he's got transposing, and it's like he's layering 3 or 4 different guitars. And as I approached doing this solo, I was like, well, I need a tapping ostinato, and I need, a sustainer guitar and everything, and just still trying to figure out how to orchestrate it all. But I'll at least record myself visually doing the melodic parts.
Just do one.
Let's put it that way.
That's
Yeah,
gonna
so
make
just
it a lot
do,
easier.
don't even orchestrate. Just do, like, and in fact, if anything, what I would say is don't overthink it. Like, just
Enjoy your
play a solo, play it from top to bottom, see what you come up with, and then just keep doing that until you. Well, I stopped when I got to the. I played it a few times, and I kind of went, okay, I don't hate that one. And I kind of stopped.
Play it so you don't hate it.
too.
When you did the solo, John, did you and I know you're tight for time, did you comp tracks together, or did you just straight up?
Oh no, the video that you see is that's me playing it live.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's how we did it.
Yeah,
I did
and
that.
both of us did that. Julie's
Oh, I'm sorry. I meant on the record originally.
on the record.
Yeah. Did you comp that, or is that one go?
No, well, see, we did it on ADAT,
There's no comp.
so you can
You can
comp,
do
but
it.
it's
You
much
can
more
punch
difficult.
in.
Not so much
It's a little
comping
bit
on it.
harder
Slice and splice.
Yeah,
back in the day. You accidentally hit erase. Oops.
yeah. So I'm
Higher
pretty
jump.
sure that for that one, I just played it all the way through,
That's awesome.
but like 100 times.
So you got it right. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So we got November 4th for our next guitar club. We shall have this group project. If anybody, and if you're watching on YouTube and you see this, just email juliefinnmusic@gmail.com if you want to be a part. We'll give you all the deets.
Yeah.
The more the merrier, right?
Yeah. Absolutely. Send us the tracks.
We'll all be monkeys.
Yes, we'll all be monkeys. There'll be more than 2 monkeys jumping back.
Yeah.
Multiple monkeys jump back.
That's right. Many monkeys.
All
Many
right.
monkeys.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, you guys.
Thanks